dozens of FBI agents executing a search warrant at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort right here in South Florida.
We've learned it's part of an investigation into the former president's alleged mishandling of classified documents. We start our team coverage with Local 10 News reporter Trent Kelly.
He's live right now near the Mar-a-Lago residence in Palm Beach.
Well, Christy and Janice, we know this search took place around 10 a.m. yesterday. Agents converging here on Mar-a-Lago as the president was not here. He was actually spending the night in New York City. We know the search warrant itself was approved by a federal judge here in Palm Beach County. News of this search drawing out crowds on both sides, everyone gathering here to voice their strong opinion. According to sources, the search started around 10 a.m. Monday. Agents reportedly looking for classified documents that may have ended up at the Palm Beach estate. The former president later confirming the search in a statement, saying, quote, "My beautiful home, Mar-a-Lago, is currently under siege, raided and occupied by a large group of FBI agents. After working and cooperating with the relevant government agencies, this unannounced raid on my home was not necessary or appropriate. It is prosecutorial misconduct, the weaponization of the justice system."
I love this guy. He's done so much for this country, more than any president in the United States.
The news causing both supporters and opponents of the former president to gather near his property on Monday, all voicing their opinion.
He deserves this. He's a criminal. He has done nothing but negativity for our country.
And those crowds are expected to gather here again today. We should tell you a spokesperson for former President Trump did later say that agents left the property with several documents yesterday. What's contained in those documents, still unclear. So far, the Trump team has not shared any copy of that search warrant. For now, that is the very latest live here from Palm Beach. I'm Trent Kelly, Local 10 News.
With a growing number of Republicans speaking out against the raid.
Reaction to the FBI raid coming in quickly. Members of former President Trump's party backing him up. House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy writing on Twitter, "I've seen enough," adding, "Attorney General Garland, preserve your documents and clear your calendar." Florida Senator Rick Scott defending Trump, saying in part, "This is third world country."
You know, we've had divisive politics and even anger in our politics for as long as this country's existed. Sometimes worse than others, but it's always been there. The one thing we've never had is we've never been a country where people who take power, like becoming president, now use that power to persecute their past or future political opponents. We've never seen that until tonight, when the Justice Department under Joe Biden decided to raid, using 30 FBI agents, the Mar-a-Lago home of the former president, who might, in fact, be running against him in a couple of years. Well, this is what happens in places like Nicaragua, where last year every single person that ran against Daniel Ortega for president, every single person that put their name on the ballot was arrested and is still in jail. That's what you see in places like Nicaragua. We've never seen that before in America. Now, you can try to diminish it, but that's exactly what happened tonight. 30 FBI agents raiding Mar-a-Lago, not looking for a fugitive, not looking to save someone's life who was in danger inside that building, not looking to track down some serial killer or drug kingpin. No. 30 FBI agents in a high-profile raid over a documents dispute. A documents dispute, by the way, that's not new to this administration. Multiple administrations have had disputes over the archival office over what is a presidential record and what isn't. It doesn't matter how you feel about the archives. Think about sending 30 FBI agents on a raid like this for one purpose, and that is to try to politically harm and intimidate their political opponents. That's what this is all about. And we've never seen it in America before, and they're playing with fire. They'll cheer about it and be giddy about it on MSNBC, on CNN with all these idiot commentators. But I'm telling you, you're playing with fire. This is dangerous because someone else will be in power one day. And now you have created the precedent for them to do this back to you. And then we become the third world. And then we lose our country and our system of government and the meaning of being one nation under a real constitution. This needs to stop. And the people responsible for this decision, Merrick Garland, the director of the FBI, need to be held to account for going along with something so undemocratic, unconstitutional, and flat out destructive and dangerous to our republic.
The FBI search, according to sources familiar with the situation, was related to the 15 boxes of documents that Trump took to Mar-a-Lago when he departed the White House, some of which the National Archives has said were marked as classified. The Department of Justice started a grand jury investigation in May into Trump's alleged mishandling of classified information. They subpoenaed the National Archives for the classified material retrieved from Mar-a-Lago. Attorney General Merrick Garland has been tight-lipped about any investigations related to Trump, but he made clear last month that nobody, not even a former president, is immune from prosecution.
No person is above the law in this country. Nothing stops us.
Even a former president?
I don't know how to, maybe I'll say that again. No person is above the law in this country.
The unprecedented search of a former president's home would mark a significant escalation into the records investigation, which is one of several probes Trump is facing from his time in office and private business. Democrats praising the FBI. The chair of the House Oversight Committee, which is investigating Trump's handling of documents, called the DOJ to fully investigate. The investigation heating up the governor's race here in Florida. Ron DeSantis tweeting, calling the raid another example of a, quote, banana republic. Those challenging DeSantis quick to react. Charlie Crist writing, Ron DeSantis attacks law enforcement for illegally raiding Mar-a-Lago, while he's yet to say anything about the heinous Nazis in our state who've been rallying in support of him. Nikki Fried also reacting, though taking a bit of a different tone, asking for calm as we wait for answers.
We need to be de-escalating, wait for evidence, wait for answers from yesterday, and let the Justice Department do what Justice Department needs to do.
Now, President Biden has yet to comment on the raid. The FBI has also not issued a statement.
The FBI has certainly search warrant on the former president's residence in Florida. Was the president or anyone at the White House aware of that search warrant, or has anyone at the White House or the president been briefed in the aftermath of that search warrant being executed?
No. The president was not briefed, was not aware of it. No one at the White House was given a heads up. No, that did not happen.
I guess it's a case of agreeing to disagree, but Donald Trump certainly doesn't believe that. He took to his Truth Social platform to slam the president for the FBI's actions. He wrote, Biden knew all about this, just like he knew all about Hunter's deals. A horrible thing that took place yesterday at Mar-a-Lago. We are no longer better than a third world country, a banana republic. It is a continuation of Russia, Russia, Russia. Impeachment hoax number 1, impeachment hoax number 2, the no collusion Mueller report, and more. To make matters worse, it is all, in my opinion, a coordinated attack with radical left Democrat state and local DAs and AGs. The president has long maintained he has never spoken to his son Hunter about his various dodgy overseas business deals. However, numerous examples of meetings Joe Biden held with Hunter and his business partners while he was the vice president paints a different picture. The contents inside Hunter's discarded laptop that was leaked in October 2020 unveiled a tangled web of personal and professional scandals for him. To name just a few, it includes incriminating photos and videos of him, links to business deals in China, Russia and Ukraine, and taken from his iPhone backup includes checks that he wrote for sex workers. But while all of this has gone on with the president's son in the last few years, the FBI hasn't raided his home, nor did the agency raid the home of Hillary Clinton, who pushed the fake Russia collusion hoax in 2016 that alleged Donald Trump colluded with Russia to influence the election. Donald Trump's daughter-in-law weighed in on the raid on Fox News, where she said a lot of people have done a lot worse, and the actions were taken to disqualify the former president from running again in 2024.
How many examples in the past do we have of people doing much worse things than this? I mean, and we don't even know that Donald Trump did anything wrong. These are clippings from newspapers. These are photographs. These are documents that he's allowed to take from the White House, and he was fully cooperating. The motivation here, I think, is so obvious to people. It is to disqualify a candidate for president of the United States who hasn't actually announced that he's running. No one knows what Donald Trump is going to do, but they are terrified in the establishment and on the Democrat side of Donald Trump because, let's be honest, he is not one of them. He's never played their games. If you thought his first term was pretty good, wait till he gets his second term if he decides to.
One senator who is speaking out against all of this, Florida Senator Marco Rubio. Senator, you actually said about this, I found it interesting, that Joe Biden, the administration, the DOJ, the FBI are playing with fire.
Look, I'm here in a very unique position in South Florida, surrounded by people that come from countries where this is familiar to them. This is shocking to Americans, but in Latin America and many of these, countries around the world, here's what happens. A group takes power. One of the first things that group does is they begin to persecute and go after their political opponents. And then when the supporters of their political opponents begin to complain about it, they begin to target them and they criminalize opposition And that's what's happening here now. They took power. They are demanding, and you see it on Twitter, you see their public statements. They are demanding, they want Donald Trump arrested. They want him charged right now. They wanted him charged months ago, years ago. They wanted him charged. And I'm telling you the next thing you're going to see here, Sean, because it's the playbook. And that is, they are now going to begin to say, oh, these Trump supporters, these Republicans, they're very upset. They're saying very angry things. We think they might be a threat. We think they're radical extremists. Let's start arresting them. The next step in this process is going to be that people who are supporters of Donald Trump or just conservatives complaining about this are going to begin to get harassed are going to begin to get labeled as potential insurrectionists and are going to begin to get harassed by law enforcement. That's the next step in this playbook, sadly.
You know, we went through 3 years, Senator, 3 long years, where we now know that FISA warrants were obtained using an unverifiable, dirty Russian dossier that was bought and paid for by Donald Trump's opponent in 2016, Hillary Clinton. And all of that information was false. And even Andrew McCabe, the deputy director of the FBI, said without that dirty dossier, there wouldn't be any FISA warrants. But yet they used it 4 times. Even when the subsource for Christopher Steele acknowledged none of it was true, there were no hookers in the Ritz-Carlton in Moscow urinating on Donald Trump's bed, which was part of this crap. This went on for 3 long years. I believe the FBI and I believe the Department of Justice have squandered any goodwill or any deserved trust of the American people, especially when it comes to Donald Trump. What could they possibly be looking for here?
Well, I actually don't think they went in looking for documents. I think that was probably their excuse, that they found some Obama donor judge to write him a ruse. Yeah, they found some Obama donor judge to write, not even a judge, a magistrate to write and give them the search warrant. I think they went in there looking to see whatever they could find. Their argument is, all right, we were here looking for documents, we didn't find those, but look what we did find. Or who knows what happened while they were in there, because the lawyers weren't allowed to see it. These people are obsessed. The far left, they will stop at nothing. People don't understand this is the playbook from all over the world. The far left believes that their cause is so worthy that anyone who is against it must be evil, must be a criminal, and must be punished and put away. Look, this is one of the reasons, I know people hear this all the time, this is why elections really matter. We've got to take back the majority in the House and Senate so we can subpoena the records behind this and these other efforts, so we could bring in the director of the FBI, the Attorney General, and force people to testify under oath about who told you what, who told you to do this, what was the justification behind this. This stuff needs to happen, and I hope we have to have the guts to do that.
But they're doing this under a pretext, Senator. I have in front of me the National Archives Record Administration note that, in fact, Donald Trump and the people in Mar-a-Lago were cooperating with them. This is from February. So I don't know what...
It is a pretext.
It was a pretext.
They
for
can't
what?
say they're doing it because of January
expedition?
6th. Yeah, no doubt. Look, they can't say, oh, this is because of January 6th. They can't. So they thought this was a cute way to get around it. And they could say, oh, no, this has nothing to do with the Capitol stuff and the January 6th committee. This is because of the documents that he retained, that he still has. And that's why we went in there. But we didn't find that. But we found all this other things that we think are incriminating. They don't know what they were going to find. That's the point. But I mean, look, you know this, and I think a lot of people that watch this program know this, but a lot of Americans are busy with their everyday lives and don't miss it. Every single day, prominent members of the left, prominent Democrats in Congress are demanding that Merrick Garland, that he indict Donald Trump right now. Forget about the evidence. They want him indicted. They want him put away in jail. They've been demanding that for months and months and months, as have, many of these idiots who are commentators in these other networks that are giddy about it. Yeah. Some of these people are supposedly legal experts, and they say stupid and ridiculous things about how the law applies and how it doesn't apply. But I'll tell you where the danger is and the fire is here. Okay, what comes around goes around. And here's what's going to happen now. Now, one day they won't be in power. And whoever is in power, there's going to be a lot of pressure on them to do it back to the other side. And now we do become a banana republic. Now we become like those countries that people come to America to get away from, where there is no rule of law and where everything is politicized and where opposition to those in power is criminalized.
That's a frightening thing to say, and it's sad to say that we don't have equal justice or application of our law.